Park, there was redemption when his header at a corner kick brought the first goal for Rangers since he moved from Hearts.
Thank you very much, Roddy. We'll keep you across the Scottish playoffs this afternoon as well when the goals go in with Ian Dennis at Old Trafford. Manchester United against Wolves is a 3 o'clock kickoff. Later on this afternoon at 5:30, Sunderland are at home to Luton in the first leg of the Championship playoff semi-final. Over the years, we've more often than not had Nick Barnes from BBC Local Radio on to talk about the doom and gloom at the Stadium of Light. So this is nice, Nick.
It is. Good afternoon, chappers. I mean, it makes a wonderful change. It's a bit of a fairy tale. I think a lot of people pinching themselves this season about what's happened. I mean, the last time I think I spoke to you was at Preston in, I think it was the Championship season that they went down, and Simon Grayson had a few more weeks to survive as Sunderland manager. Since then, 6 managers stroke head coaches have come and gone, and 4 years in League One. This season was meant to be a season of consolidation, and here they are on the verge of possibly returning to the Premier League. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Which nobody would have predicted.
No, not one person at the start of this season would have ever even imagined they'd be anywhere close to the top 6. Alex Neil was in charge at the start of the season. He played down expectations big time, and he was really playing them down. Tony Mowbray came in exactly the same. You know, you don't expect any team who finished last season 5th in League One to be pulling up trees in the Championship. All we're looking for is just to stay with our heads above water and stay in the Championship. And they've almost sleepwalked into the playoffs. A month and a half ago, they were 6 points off the pace, but they had quite a tough run of games, the likes of Norwich and Burnley and so on at that time. And they came through them, and suddenly these last few weeks results have gone in their favour. They've managed to get results themselves, and even last Monday when the games at one point at half time, I think at Preston, it looked like it may have slipped away from them, and then suddenly the afternoon swung.
I think look, they may have stumbled on this is very unfair, because obviously they haven't stumbled on Tony Mowbray, but the managerial change happened because Alex Neil left, so they haven't stumbled on it. They've appointed the right man and what I was going to say was they do have, it feels like, the perfect man for the perfect squad.
He's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I don't know anybody in football who has a bad word to say about it.
I was about to say the same. I've not met anybody who doesn't like Tony Mowbray and have a good word to say about him. He is himself at pains to stress he's a people person. He's a human person, you know, and the way he talks about the emotions of the game. I mean, his press conferences are a joy. I mean, this week's was an hour and a half long, and he got quite emotional in many ways. And it was quite funny because at the end of it all, he was just sitting there saying, I've been told, I keep on saying it is what it is. I've been told to stop that. He says, but it is what it is. So I said to him, well, at the end of the game, this afternoon, my first question will be, well, it is what it is. Because, I mean, you know, he's so relaxed and so laid back, but he's certainly got away with the young players, and this is a very young team. I mean, I think that's part of the magic. Part of what's happened this season is because it's a young team with no fear and with some incredible talent in it. But Tony Mowbray he's the man that's sort of melded it all together. He's the linchpin. He really is. And he's become now so popular here. I mean, there are many fans who said, and they've been open about it and open to him about it. They weren't over the moon about him being appointed, and they didn't really want him, and now they wouldn't have anybody else. And they're terrified he's going to leave. He's going to move on. And look, everyone's enjoyed the season. Whatever happens,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Enjoy your afternoon, Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. Nick Barnes from BBC Local Radio's commentator on Sunderland for the last 20 years. Semi-finals weekend in the Gallagher Premiership. The mighty Sale